Hi everyone, welcome to Step Into Yourself Tarot. My name is Savannah. For today I am doing a pick a card reading, and so I have oracle decks that have been pre-shuffled. So each card is associated with a pile of oracles and as well as a tarot deck. So I'm going to first go through the different piles for you to choose from, and then I will show an image of the different piles, and then you'll pick your pile, and in the description box as well as pinned in the comments will be timestamps for each of the groups. So for the first group, your card is Walk Your Truth. Walk Your Truth, number 35, and I will be using the Light Seers Tarot for group 1. Okay, for group 2, Golden Crown. That is number 14, and for that one, I will be using the Harmony Tarot deck. And then group 3 is Compassion, number 10. And for that group, I will be using the Muse Tarot. Okay, so once again, group 1, Walk Your Truth. Group 2, Golden Crown. And group 3, Compassion. Okay, so I will show you an image of the different groups. Hi, group 1. Okay, so for your group, you had the Walk Your Truth card. Okay, so the first thing that I'm seeing is definitely, standing your ground on something. Also, like simply walking your truth. What is your truth? What are the things that you claim? I'm kind of sensing Hierophant energy here. It's the things that we can stand beside and the things that we uphold, and the things that we subscribe to, right? Walk your truth. We also, the number 35 equals 8, which is strength in the tarot. So that's initially what I am seeing. Let me see what else is in your pile for overarching theme for the reading. Acknowledge the past. Acknowledge the past. So we have Walk Your Truth and Acknowledge the Past. So perhaps some different experiences that you've had. Perhaps let's see, what am I getting off of this? Acknowledge the past. I'm hearing like galaxies. And that's interesting, like in both of these cards, there's like this imagery of galaxies, right? All the different places that we've traveled, whether in this life or in former lives, past lives. But really acknowledge, I feel like you have to acknowledge the past in order to walk your truth. So we have to acknowledge it, we have to embrace it, right? Oftentimes, especially when we've had negative experiences in the past, we like to think of like leaving those things in the past. But I believe that walking your truth is actually bringing those things or those experiences, those past experiences, into the self, right? We can't leave them in the past. They're carried with us, but it's like, in what manner do we carry those things with us? Okay, I'm gonna pull out the other overarching theme. So you have Agate, fresh start. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just beginning. So fresh start. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just beginning. Okay, so we're definitely seeing imagery here and an overarching theme of acknowledging the experiences that we've had and recognizing that they don't define us. They're part of us, but they don't define us. And here, this card is saying there's a fresh start available. As long as you are breathing, you are just beginning. Okay, so probably partially that's walking your truth, right? Okay, let's get into the tarot on these. Let's see, acknowledge the past. Can I see more about acknowledging the past, Spirit? Acknowledging the past, because I feel like the walking your truth and the fresh start are related. Can I see more about acknowledging the past? Acknowledging the past for group 1. Let's do 2 more. Acknowledging the past for group 1. So we have Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So underlying energy, interesting. We have the World, the Tower in reverse, 8 of Wands, kind of on its side. It's perpendicular. And then the Knight of Wands. Okay, so what I'm seeing, the World and the Tower, both in reverse. So the World in the upright would be like the closing out of a cycle. In the reverse, sometimes it can indicate like an opening up of a cycle. And I feel like that is related to acknowledging the past. Like perhaps whatever this tower was for you, and the tower can be extremely uncomfortable. It can be an event that occurred that surprised you, that took you by surprise, that caught you off guard, that was traumatic even. Towers can come in many different sizes and shapes, under many different circumstances. But the one thing about towers is that they are always meant for our highest good. Sometimes towers are perpetuated, like we create the towers in our lives. Sometimes it's divine intervention. So if you're constantly resisting a particular change or change in circumstance, sometimes that's divine intervention where Spirit steps in and says, no, we're no longer doing this. And the tower occurs. So I feel like with acknowledging the past, some kind of tower occurred. It created the completion of a cycle, okay? Both of these are in the reverse, so I feel like this was in the past. I am getting perhaps the cycle was not fully dealt with, like fully closed out. Perhaps there wasn't closure. Yeah, and then 8 of Wands in reverse, there was lack of communication. So I feel like something occurred in your past that was a sudden shock. And you didn't really have much closure on it. Or you didn't communicate closure. Take this as it resonates. This tower could be one that you experienced or one that you created, okay? And then we have Knight of Wands. So in the Knight of Wands, there's actually the Four of Wands. There's 4 wands surrounding this individual. The Four of Wands represents alliance, connection, partnership, celebration. And so the way that I'm seeing the individual on this card is it's like they're situated in between these wands of energy. And so there is the opportunity for stability, for connection, for forward momentum. The Stallion is on this card and it's ready to go. So I feel like Spirit is saying in order to move forward, the past has to be acknowledged. This Tower has to be acknowledged and dealt with fully. Perhaps there's some communication that needs to occur surrounding this so that you can get the closure that you are seeking or needing in order to open up your heart. Page of Cups is really small, right? It's just being open to the idea of opening up the heart space. Can I see the Tower of the World? I want to clarify a bit more. Can I see the Tower of the World? The Tower of the World for Group 1. The Tower of the World for Group 1. Can I see the Tower of the World for Group 1? The Tower of the World, Group 1. There's the Three of Wands. Queen of Swords. And then the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, so Three of Wands. I feel like after this, now you're looking towards the future and you know, you're attempting to figure out, like you're trying to make sense of what is next for me. I feel like with the Tower of the World, perhaps you had intuitive knowing that something was not right or correct for you. The High Priestess is also like, can be silence or secrets even, right? The unknown, somebody not talking. And I feel like with the Queen of Swords, Three of Wands, it's like you've been trying to figure out and make sense of what occurred and what is next for you. Where do you go next? But it's looking forward with anticipation. The Three of Wands is looking forward with anticipation. There are waiting elements attached to the Three of Wands in some contexts, but I feel like in this context, it's because you've been trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I make sense of this all? How do I acknowledge these things? How am I going to carry them forward with me? How am I going to embody these things and these experiences that I've had in the past moving forward? What is that going to look like for me? And where am I going next? Okay. And then we had the Eight of Wands on its side. So let's see. Eight of Wands can be forward momentum. Or it could be communication, right? Let's see the Eight of Wands. It is on its side, meaning it's a challenge, right? I am kind of seeing it attached to that moving forward. Yeah. Okay, very interesting. The devil on its side, 8 of Wands. The devil, 8 of Wands. There's fear attached with how do I move forward? How do I move forward from this? There's fear, there's insecurity, possibly negative attachment style. So like the inability to let go of things that need to be let go of in order to move forward. And what is good is I see you at the bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands. I don't want to repeat the experiences that I've had. The 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior, and it's like the definition of insanity. I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. But here I feel like because it's the underlying energy, you're showing me, no, I don't want to repeat this. And that's why I'm trying to make sense of what things, how am I processing this and how am I embodying this experience so that I can move forward towards a different horizon, one that's going to be stable and full of passion and energetic flow. And then the Sun, happiness. There's the Sun and Page of Cups, so that you can open yourself up in the heart space to happiness, to joy, to warmth, to the fresh start. As long as I am breathing, I am just beginning. Okay, excellent. All right, let's get into your other oracles. So energy supporting you right now, divine masculine. There's that strength. The walk your truth, number 35 equals 8. Strength, there's the divine masculine. So this is the energy supporting you right now. And on the divine masculine card, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel of change, right? Cycles completed. It's time to move into the next stage of your journey. But it definitely starts with acknowledging the experiences that you've had and how are you going to carry those with you forward in productive manners, right? Not as baggage, but in productive and healthy ways. Okay, so the energy supporting you is the divine masculine, number 32, which also equals 5, which is change. There's change and lessons have been learned. Okay. I'm also seeing like that fire energy right here. Like that passion just erupting, right? From within you, just like the Knight of Wands. That passion, that energetic flow. And leading to the sun, to light. Perhaps you kind of lost your passion or your zest. The Spirit's saying the energy supporting you is your strength, your divine masculine energy. We all have divine masculine and divine feminine. We all have masculine and feminine aspects to us. But really taking this tower experience, which may have felt like everything was up in flames. And then look, the wheel occurs, change occurs, lessons learned, and those flames turn into light, and then we have the lotus flower that's blooming. So this is the fresh start. You are just beginning. All right, excellent. Okay, energy challenging you, the seeker. Seeking what's next for yourself. Under the moon, the unknown. The unknown is what's challenging you. And you showed me that over here, 3 of Wands, Queen of Swords. Let's see the Seeker. Can I see more on the Seeker for group 1? More on the Seeker for group 1. The cat on here also represents intuition. It's like, where's my journey? I'm hearing like, where's my journey going next? It's everything's unknown. Show me the Seeker for group 1. Let's do one more, Spirit. The Seeker for group 1. The Seeker for group 1. Okay. The Empress at the bottom of the deck. That's great. Abundance. Standing as an empowered individual, birthing something new, right? You're at a fresh start. The Seeker. 4 of Cups. Okay. 2 of Wands in the reverse. 4 of Cups. The Wheel on its side. Yeah, it's like 2 of Wands in reverse. 2 of Wands is active, like decision making. It's being at a crossroads. It's having hope, right? But really being at a crossroads. With it being in the reverse, I feel like you've already made a decision here. The Tower has occurred. You are looking forward. Queen of Swords. You are looking towards the future. 3 of Wands. And the Seeker, the Wheel, 4 of Cups on its side. It's like, how do I come out of 4 of Cups energy? 4 of Cups is often like feeling dissatisfied. It's sadness. It's not feeling good. It's not feeling the sun, right? How do I change this? Wheel of Fortune. Or what do I need to learn about feelings of dissatisfaction and things that have brought sadness to my heart? I feel like the learning element is really important here in the Wheel. Lessons learned because of the Seeker. Like seeking the emotions of the past so that you can deal with that sadness, that grief, right? The 4 of Cups also, you'll see there's 3 cups that the individual is mourning over or is dissatisfied with. But there's always another cup. And you'll see on this interpretation, there's like rainbow light beaming into this cup. But the individual is looking away from that cup. They're just focused on these 3 that haven't brought fulfillment or satisfaction. So I feel like here Spirit is saying, allow the change and seek what's in that other cup that's being illuminated or poured, filled by this rainbow water, right? Seek the unknown, because in there's a new cup for you. That's where the fresh start is. Okay. Your advice. You actually had 2 of these come out. So, sacrifice and courage. Okay, so let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown and then sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, that's the tower. Obsessions, addictions, it's a sacrifice to love. So sometimes surrender is painful. God is cutting away all that needs to go, which are illusions. And then courage, let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. Yeah, so having courage on the path forward, right? This is your advice. To surrender to these changes. Because in that, you're only just beginning. And there's this whole new cup that's coming your way, if you would only recognize it. But you have to take the steps. You have to acknowledge and have the courage, the strength, right? And sacrifice, surrender to this new path. Walk your truth, right? Let's see what your truth is before we get to what's going to manifest over the next 3 years. 3 years. Oh, that's interesting. It's supposed to be 3 months, and I said 3 years. What's going to manifest over the next 3 years? Let's see, walk your truth. That's interesting, group 1. Can I say walk your truth for group 1? Can I say walk your truth for group 1? Let's do one more for walk your truth for group 1. King of Swords wanted to pop out. 6 of Swords, yeah. 6 of Swords in reverse. That's usually a return to something. And if you remember over here, I said the world. I think it's returning to your past, returning to the experiences. Let's get more on this. Walk your truth. Can I get more on walk your truth for group 1? Yeah, the moon, the undealt with, overcoming the moon. A return to, so the moon in reverse can be, so that's like in its negative polarity, right? So like not dealing with things, not, just moving away from them and not processing it. But you have to claim it, right? You have to claim it, walk your truth. You have to claim your emotions. And then we have here Ace of Cups, because this is the path to new opportunities in love. Love of the self first and foremost, and then love for another, and a new solid foundation to build within or to build upon. So walking your truth is, acknowledging the past. That's acknowledging those emotions that have been underneath the surface, surrounding these illusions that have come down. And once you have the courage to step forward and to deal with these things and deal with these emotions, to surrender to the process, even though it's painful, it's a sacrifice. And it's going to open up that heart space. It's going to open up love of the self. And it's going to get you into a position where you're able to have that new beginning for yourself. A new solid beginning for yourself. A fresh start. You're just beginning. Okay. So what's going to manifest in the next 3 months? I have 2 cards. She who questions, so curiosity, destiny, and search, and then overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. I love this. So you're going to overcome the obstacles that you have faced. Learn how to, you're going to question those experiences to figure out how do I bring those experiences? How do I process them? How do I deal with them from an emotional level? How do I embody these experiences in a productive and healthy way so that I can move forward? How do I create closure for myself so that I can have victory and success? 6 of Wands. So this is what's going to manifest over the next 3 months. But remember, I said over the next 3 years. So this could be potentially a really long process, but that's what healing is, right? And it's not a linear process. She who questions, curiosity, destiny, search. So perhaps your search for your destiny and where, the questions that you are asking yourself over here. What is next for me? What does my journey look like moving forward? Where am I headed? Perhaps it will take 3 years to figure that out. But enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. You're going to be overcoming obstacles throughout. Lean into curiosity. Lean into seeking the unknown. Because you can overcome anything, Spirit is saying. Okay. Can I see more about what's going to manifest over the next 3 months? Can I see more on what's going to manifest over the next 3 months? I love this for you, Group 1. Walk your truth. Claim it. More on what's going to manifest over the next 3 months for Group 1. Ace of Swords. Clarity. I am going to take that in the upright because I know it fell on my hand and then flipped. Ace of Swords. Sharp insight. You're going to be gaining so much insight. Yeah, regarding 6 of Cups, memories of the past. You're going to remove the blindfold and actually face these things. So you can pull in your own healing. And you're going to gain new perspective, Hanged Man, about the things that you've held on to. 4 of Pentacles. New insights about the things that you've held on to that have prevented your forward momentum. Knight of Pentacles. And your passion. Ooh. And your love. And your growth at the bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. The things that have kept you stuck. So you, in the next 3 months, sharp insight is going to be received, processed regarding memories of the past. You're no longer going to resist it. You're manifesting your healing. It's going to bring about healing for yourself and in your life. And you're going to gain new insights about the things that you have held on to and how it's prevented your stability, your forward momentum, the blueprint forward in your life, and the passion and the love that you so desperately over here showed me you want in your new beginning, right? So that's what's going to manifest over the next 3 months. I love this for you. But ultimately, Spirit says, walk your truth. You know who you are. You know who you are. Claim it. Stand in your strength. Stand in your power. Deal with those emotions and those past experiences. Seek healing for yourself. And that's where the path forward will be productive and illuminated for you and will come into fruition. I'm going to pull some charms to end out your reading. I'm not pulling as many as I normally do. I'm just going to grab a couple. All right. I have F, V, V. I have the world. Yeah, wrapping up one cycle so you can begin a new one. We have the star, deepest hope, desire, vision for your life moving forward. Perhaps along this journey, you'll rediscover what your star is. I have milk in reverse. So I think Spirit's saying make sure you nourish yourself. And then I have the trumpet. Yeah, judgment. Judgment. Make the decision to go on this journey of acknowledging this past experience and how it's impacted you on an emotional level. And then I have the button. All right, group 1. I hope that this helped you. I really enjoyed your reading. Take care. Hey, group 2. Thank you for being here with me today. So as a reminder, your card for your reading is the Golden Crown. Golden Crown. So initially what I am seeing is definitely the illumination of the crown. So being able to see things clearly, really tapping into your intuition, really tapping into your third eye. There's also a fierceness on this imagery. And I love the reds and the yellows and the oranges. So I'm really seeing that fire energy within this. The number is 14, which in the tarot, I believe is the Temperance card. So really looking at patience, at healing, of processing. 14 also adds up to 5, which is change. Okay, let's see what else is overarching theme for your reading. Divine Spirit. Wow. Divine Spirit. Yeah, I really think like tapping into that intuition, tapping into the downloads, the messages, tapping into spirit, also recognizing the divine spirit within you, your highest self. I love like this individual on this card. It's an angel, and they're in complete shadow, right? And everything around them is illuminated. The spirit around them is illuminated, and they're just sitting within it, right? I love this. They're open to receiving. Okay. And then one other, Larimar, be yourself. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Oh, I love this. I feel like it's saying here, like Spirit is saying, you are unique. You are unique. You have special gifts. You have special characteristics. You are divine yourself. Let's see what the book says about the Golden Crown, number 14. I meant to do this for group 1 and didn't. Your light is magnificent. Let us now uplift and honor the radiant light of others. Interesting. So it's not just about you, it's also about others. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Okay. Congratulations on your amazing journey so far. Acknowledging the spiritual and personal growth that you have achieved, dear one. Celebrate this moment. We are all here in spirit to rejoice in just how far you've come. Your strength and perseverance have paid off, and your future is bright. The gift of the Golden Crown has been placed upon your head in honor of all that you have already achieved. Bask in the glory of love that rains down on you. You deserve it. Are you up for your next adventure? We here in spirit need your assistance. Many souls who dwell upon this earth are disconnected from love. They do not know their worth or see their inner divine light. Look at divine spirit. We ask that you assist in helping humanity see its creative potential, power, and brilliant light. Be conscious of feelings of judgment and envy. It is easy to get caught up in either of the two energies. Judgment of those you see as less empowered, and envious of those you see as more. Guiding others to their inner light requires love, empathy, and compassion. There is no one less or greater than you, for we are all part of the same source of love. Help us guide humanity back to the remembrance of who they are with a pure heart and mind. You have the will to go the distance, and you should be pleased with your personal success. Go now and be of service to humanity. Blessed be. Wow. And then the affirmation, I am positively shining with spiritual light, love, and compassion, illuminating. I inspire others to be the blessed radiance that they truly are. I love this. Okay, so it looks like you are being tasked, right? The spiritual and the emotional growth and the healing that you have done, you are now being asked to go out and be of service to others. Guide them to discover who they are in love. You are love. I love this for you. Okay. Let me see. I want to see the be yourself. That's for group 2. Show me be yourself for group 2. Show me be yourself for group 2. This is going to be an interesting reading, group 2. Golden Crown, Divine Spirit, and be yourself. Let's do one more for be yourself for group 2. Oop. One more for be yourself for group 2. Be yourself for group 2. Yeah, celebrate with others. Come into harmony with others. 4 of Wands. Celebrate with them, honor them, form alliances with them, have relationship with them, have connection with them. And this is interesting. Page of Wands and the Chariot. Now the Chariot was in the reverse. And what I'm seeing, so the Chariot is, they're very determined to like go one way or another. There's no in between with the Chariot. Page of Wands is being open to the journey with enthusiasm with enthusiasm and with a seeking. So not necessarily having to go one way or another, but really being willing to go on the journey that you are being tasked with to help and support others as they step into themselves, as they discover themselves in love and light, being their guide. And this passion, this endeavor, literally holding it in your hand, taking it seriously, but also with enthusiasm. So being yourself is forming alliances with others, building that relationship, building that connection. Helping others achieve stability. I love this. Okay. Let's see energy supporting you right now. Alignment. Alignment between your intellect, your mind, and your heart. There's alignment there. Yeah. We see that in the golden crown. Right? Alignment between what you know to be true and what you know in your heart to be true, right? What you feel to be true. So this is supporting you right now. We also have the angel wings coming off of this alignment, so you are protected on this journey. Truth is going to be illuminated to you on this journey. Oh, we have 14 on the alignment card. So you have 1414. That's an angel number for you. Definitely look up what that means, 1414. All right, let's see more about the energy supporting group 2, this alignment. It's alignment between the head and the heart. Yeah, so I feel like, remember in the book it was saying, like, supporting others, like in compassion and empathy, not like in judgment or, so really aligning the mind and the thoughts of the mind, right, along with your heart. Let's see, alignment. Let's do one more for alignment for group 2. Alignment for group 2. Page of Cups. The heart space. Anything else for alignment for group 2? Aligning your journey with your heart into the unknown. Yeah. Like, oh, I love this. So Spirit saying you don't need to know yet. Judgment on the bottom of the deck. You don't need to know the moon in reverse. Exactly where you're going. Right? You don't need to know it. Ah! Hold on, let me grab that. You don't need to know exactly where you're going. You don't need all the answers. You just need to be willing to take the journey. And look at, judgment is here. Divine protection. Judgment. There's the angel wings again. So this is the energy supporting you right now. Just allow your heart to lead. Have alignment between the things that you know in your heart and be willing to lead with your heart and step forward without having to know all of the details, right, of where you're headed, where you're going. Judgment is here. This is divinely orchestrated. This is the divine spirit that's guiding you. You just need to be open to receive it, which it seems like you are. The golden crown. It's now the elevation to the next step. You've done all this work and this healing and this spiritual and emotional growth for the self. Now it's time to take it outside yourself to others. I love this for you. It's so exciting. Let's see what's challenging you. Ooh, grief. Grief. That's interesting. Let's see this challenge for group 2. Grief. Skeletons. Oh, that hit me in a way. That just gave me chills down my body. Skeletons. 6 of Cups. Past memories, perhaps. Skeletons in your closet. 10 of Cups. Regarding family, community, connections. The emotional connections in your life, emotional harmony with others. There's grief surrounding this, and unconditional love. Perhaps you didn't feel unconditional love in your connections. So this is going to be a challenge for you, because now you're being asked to espouse that, to provide that, to give that willingly to others without judgment. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you notice how the cards are now like a little bit trickier. Okay, let's see grief. Energy challenging group 2. Can I see grief for group 2? Energy challenging group 2. Overcoming conflict and endings. The World, 5 of Wands in reverse. 5 of Wands. So 5 of Wands can also be like self-sabotage. So it can be conflict with others, but oftentimes it's internal conflict. And then the World in reverse. I feel like here Spirit is saying, open up this cycle to deal with your grief that perhaps has created self-sabotage in your life, or at least the conflicts with others. The things that you internally struggle with, your grief. Take a methodical approach towards it. Knight of Pentacles, to deal with it, with those skeletons from your past. What did these skeletons surround? What did these skeletons surround? What do these skeletons surround for group 2? What do these skeletons surround for group 2? What do these skeletons surround for group 2? Seven of Swords, the Lovers. 7 of Swords in reverse. So 7 of Swords can be deceit, but it also can be like taking a very strategic approach. So Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like there's a need to overcome like strategy, the lying to oneself about lovers, about maybe decisions made. Lovers is first and foremost the decision card. Big decisions. It's also about spiritual and emotional connections with others. And you showed me the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups, unconditional love, and how there was challenge with this. So I feel like here Spirit's saying you're going to be challenged by like not lying to yourself about decisions that have been made, or about spiritual and emotional connections in your life that brought you grief and need to be dealt with. Temperance, so that they can be healed, right? And so that you can move away, Eight of Cups, from this grief so that you can actually have balance for yourself. So this is going to be challenging you. I feel like you've done so much work, because otherwise you wouldn't be being tasked with supporting others. But perhaps that's part of being who you are. Remember, we have this card, be yourself. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. You have unique experiences that may help you to connect in alliance with others, as support for others. This is dealing with those experiences, not lying to yourself about them, dealing with the skeletons will allow you to heal it. Eight of Cups, move away from it, have emotional resolve about it, not withdrawing from it, so that you can have justice and so that you can feel balanced. Okay, excellent. Let's see advice for you. Intuition. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. Yeah, that's what you're showing me here. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Yeah, so listen to your intuition. Listen to the heart. Listen to the divine within you, the illumination within you, the promptings within you, so that you can sense exactly what is needed as you are on this journey towards supporting others. It's extraordinary. Each person's road is extraordinary and personal. So remember that. This is the advice. Okay, and then what's going to manifest in the next 3 months? She who is wild, untamed, wild, and mysterious. I love this. Going with the flow. Going wherever you're being led. And then faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. I love this for you. You're going on a journey. I'm going to pull from, see what the book says about she who is wild. Savage, she who is wild. Untamed, wild, mysterious. Savage, she who is wild, casts the spell to change her into her most untamed self. She is caught up in the whirlwind, taking her into the wildness of her inner soul. Cords connect her to the pendulum, one of her tools for exploring her true nature. Her two crow companions flutter by her as they watch the mystery unfold. Savage turns from light to dark, then back again, because she knows the power in being both and neither. Yeah, that personal journey, right? There's that grief, the darkness. When you've experienced both of it, both sides of it, then you're able to connect with others. Here's the primitive pattern of her authentic self, and we had that, be yourself. Her eyes are closed to better hear the voice of the universe calling her back to her indigenous roots. The only person who can stop Savage is herself. The message of this card is to examine what makes you feel tame and predictable. Now, commit to doing one expected act each day. Think of it as random acts of authenticity. Monitor the reactions of those in your inner circle. Some will be your Corvid flight mates, while others may need to be gently moved further away. Only those who can support you in your arcane fancies need to be maintained. Your best answer to the current situation is to let them know you are a magical, wild thing. So ask yourself, who supports my authenticity? What unexpected things can I do today? And where can my magic take me? And Spirit says you're being taken to faraway places. Listen to your intuition. You don't need to know everything that is ahead on this journey. Listen to your intuition and to the divine within you. Listen to your intuition. Be wild. Be mysterious. Be willing to go. I love this for you. I'm going to pull a couple charms to close out the reading. What a beautiful reading, group 2. Charms for group 2. Spirit, just a couple. Ooh. All right. We have the letters H, G, V. We have 11352, so numbers 113, 11352. We also had that angel number 1414. We have the cornucopia, so generosity, being generous with others on this journey. There's the big feather, go with the flow. We have the butterfly of transformation. We have 3 crosses, one of which is the sacrifice. It's got Jesus on it. Yeah, so like sacrificing in order to go on this journey, right? Sacrificing yourself, leading. There's something in that. Oh, what did Jesus say? When he was on the cross, it was like he was the person that was being crucified next to him. Asks him, like, Father, can I go where you're going? And he says, you're already there. Be the teacher for others. Guide them. Guide them. We have the bat, so yeah, really listening to picking up on the sonar, picking up on the signals. We have another star, so 2 stars. The journey to healing, the journey to hope, the journey to the path forward, the vision for your life moving forward. Interesting. We have the button. We have the white pendant, so purity. Also calmness I'm feeling from this. And then we have 2 words, brave and miracle. I love this for you, group 2. I hope that it helped you. Take care. Hey, group 3. For your reading, as a reminder, your card was the compassion card, number 10. So the first thing I'm thinking about with this card is the number 10, which is a cycle of completion. It also represents the death card in the tarot, which is with every ending, there is an opportunity for a new beginning, right? With compassion on this card, I'm seeing like this ray of light that is kind of going from like the individual from one side to the other. So really illuminating, I feel like all of the essence of a person's being. And then I'm also seeing the illumination right here. So like the throat chakra. So perhaps needing to speak compassion. I'm feeling like for the self, but perhaps for someone else as well. There's a fierceness in this individual. I'm really getting of the self, like compassion for the self, compassion and speaking kindly to oneself, and seeing all of the beauty that kind of exists within within the individual, within the self. I'm also seeing the juxtaposition between, it's really interesting on this card, the individual at like the level of the eyes, everything below that is like almost like blue imagery, and then above is a myriad of colors. So I'm feeling like the blue energy as the emotional self, and having compassion for the emotions that exist. And it's so fitting, right? With the nodes going into Pisces, and then also with the full moon in Cancer, having compassion with the self regarding emotions and feelings. So it's like in dealing with that, with what might be like underneath the surface, we can learn to expand in compassion for the self, but also for others as well. It's almost like an elevation, like I'm hearing elevation. I wanted to say ascension, but Spirit's saying no, elevation. Okay. All right, let's see what other themes surround your reading. Ooh, wild feminine. Wild feminine. Yeah, this is really going back to, I feel like that love of our emotional selves, the emotional aspects of the self, stepping into feminine energy. Look at the fierceness on both of their eyes, both of their faces. And yet there's still those illuminations and then I'm also seeing the light like right at the individual's lips. So I feel like speaking kindly to yourself and to others might be important. Okay, one other for the theme. Hope Diamond, Wrath. The best fighter is never angry. Yeah, so yeah. Stepping into the softness, not fighting with wrath, not communicating with wrath, but communicating with compassion and with that feminine aspect, with softness. There's also that blue imagery here on this card that I was speaking to. And actually the medallion here looks similar to what is on the compassion card. So really leaning into emotions. How fitting. Okay. Let me see here. Let me get more on this. So for your tarot, I am using the Muse Tarot. Let's see. I want to take a look at the Compassion and Wild Feminine. Actually, let's see Compassion on its own. Let's see Compassion for group 3. Can I see more about Compassion for group 3? I'm also seeing on the Wild Feminine card, like all this nature, right? Like, so really grounding yourself in making sure that you're grounded enough and centered enough so that we're not responding in anger. Show me this Compassion, Spirit. Compassion for group 3. Let's do one more. Compassion for group 3. Let's do one more. Compassion for group 3. Compassion for group 3. Compassion for group 3. Compassion for group 3. I'm not going to take these. This was too many here. Let's see what this is. 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, balance. Finding balance. Ooh. Balance between the emotions and I feel like your thoughts. There's the emphasis on the head space. Eight of Pentacles and then 9 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like offering compassion to the various aspects of oneself, because all of those aspects of the self make up you, right? We see all these different arms, limbs. They may be adorned differently. There's different aspects of the self. These could also represent other people. 8 of Pentacles, like the things that we put our work and our investment into, that we work hard towards becoming, I'm hearing. Having compassion for the self in that process, having compassion for others in that process. And then 9 of Wands on its side. I'm seeing it here like an emergence. An emergence of who you are meant to be, the path that you are meant to walk, the mountains you are, actually it's not even, well, I guess it is mountains on this card. The mountains that you cross, that you overcome, having compassion. I feel like overall Spirit's saying having compassion for the balancing of all the different aspects of oneself. Also having that same compassion for others as they are attempting to find that balance within themselves. the balance between your thoughts and your emotional self, and then also like in doing this, there's an emergence of a new version of you, which would represent that 10, the completion of that process. Okay. Let me see the wrath. The best fighter is never angry. Let me see the wrath. The best fighter is never angry. I'm also hearing slow down. Slow down. I'm actually feeling like I've slowed down in this reading as well. Slow down for hope. Hope diamond. Oh, and isn't the Hope Diamond the heart of the ocean? Hope is the heart of your emotion. The best fighter is never angry. So instead of responding in wrath, respond in hope. Okay. Let's see. Hope Diamond. Can I see the wrath? Can I see the wrath for group 3? The wrath for group 3. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So Queen of Pentacles is normally a very nurturing energy. They nurture themselves. They nurture the world that they create. It's very independent energy. The best fighter is never angry. But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse can be closed off. Can be a non-nurturing energy, right? Anything else? 7 of Pentacles on its side. Let me see more. Let me see more about wrath. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Breakage. An ending. Feeling like abandoned. Feeling left out in the cold, and it's almost like resentment about the lack of forward momentum. I'm feeling resentment here. The best fighter is never angry. Instead, respond in hope and in compassion. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Find the balance. Learn how to balance the emotions with your head, with your thoughts. Anything else about this wrath? Anything else about this wrath? Go through one more time. Anything else about this wrath? Temperance in reverse, the lack of healing, lack of patience, lack of understanding. On this card, there's mirrored imagery here, right? So 2 individuals mirroring one another, and then there's the one in the center. But in each of the 2 mirrored individuals exists the person in the center. So I feel like here Spirit is saying whatever it is that you might be angry about, you exist in it as well. And I feel like Spirit here is calling you to not step into your shadow elements of independence can become stubbornness. Feeling like an outsider can lend to abandonment wounds within you. Forward progress versus stagnation. Healing versus not being willing to process or having patience with the process. So these are things to overcome. And then Muse of Emotions, King of Cups. Need to know how to process your emotions and claim them. The King of Cups, they claim their emotions. They know how to claim their emotions. They're able to speak their emotions. Okay, the best fighter is never angry. Let me take a look. I want to just see really quickly the Wild Feminine. I feel like I got it over here with the Compassion card, but let's see. Spirit, is there anything additional about the Wild Feminine? So really grounding yourself. Standing as an empowered feminine energy, whether you're masculine or feminine, we all have feminine and masculine aspects. But standing in divine feminine energy is standing in softness, in empathy, in compassion. One more for the Wild Feminine. Show me the Wild Feminine. Show me anything about the Wild Feminine. I knew I was going to see that. The Empress. Knight of Swords. And Knight of Cups, Knight of Emotions. Embody your emotions rather than your thoughts. Knight of Swords. Rather than intellect. Embody emotions rather than intellect. That's stepping into the divine feminine energy. The Wild Feminine. And what's interesting is on this card, there's so much grounding nature elements associated with the emotional space. So earth elements, pentacle elements associated with the emotional space. And actually we see that here, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles on compassion. And the other one with compassion is 9 of Wands, so fire energy. Passion and emotions lend to compassion of the self and compassion for others. No swords. And here, Knight of Swords is in reverse. Don't react out of your intellect or your thoughts. Knight of Swords is very swift. They can be sharp with their tongue. They can be hurtful. They can have that wrath or speak that wrath or act in wrath rather than in empowerment and emotions, empathy, sympathy, compassion. Okay, excellent. Thank you for that, Spirit. Okay, so the energy supporting you, enlightenment, and literally there's the earth element that I was just talking about, and then there's all this light surrounding it, enlightenment. This is the energy supporting you right now. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Hanged Muse, which is the Hanged Man. So it's kind of, the Hanged Man hangs upside down so that they can gain new perspectives, so that they can see things differently. Let me see Enlightenment for group 3. Group 3. Perhaps you're an individual that doesn't normally lend or tend to respond in emotions, and you respond more from your head space, like head over heart. And I feel like here Spirit's really saying, no, lean into the emotions, the heart space, and respond from that space, both for yourself and for others. All right, show me Enlightenment. And that's number 43. Show me Enlightenment. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Unconditional love of the self and of others. Unconditional love. Understanding and being able to claim. Just like the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups is similar. She's able to claim her heart space. She knows what she feels. She stands next to what she feels. She claims it. And the heart space here is really illuminated with that water energy, with that water element. Anything else about enlightenment? So understanding you're going to have some enlightenment, or what's supporting you is to be enlightened about your own heart space. Muse of Wands, so King of Wands, and the World in reverse. The World in reverse is what's interesting on this version is it's like the world is a view of like the depth of the ocean, right? The depth of the ocean. I'm getting an image. It's like being at the depth of the ocean. And it's like you can't rise to the surface. But the idea of it being in the reverse is like, let's end that. Let's end that. Instead, step into your passion. And interesting, the depth of the ocean is on the individual's head. So stop getting lost to the enlightenment is don't be, what's the word I want to use? What's the word, Spirit? I want to keep on hearing, I keep hearing drowned. Don't be drowned by the thoughts in your mind that leave you feeling like you are at the depth of the ocean with nowhere to go, like you cannot rise from it. Instead, step into, use your emotional self, your heart space, and your fire energy. And that's where you're going to see things differently, enlightenment. Once again, cups, emotions, and fire energy. Over here, it was emotions and the fire energy. Emotions over here as well. I want to get more on this King of Wands. enlightenment about emotions and passion. You're learning something. This is the energy supporting you. You're learning something about emotions and passion. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is like emotional fragmentation. It's choices. It's choices. Some might say that it's choices in love. Doesn't necessarily have to be. It's really emotional confusion. It's emotional fragmentation. And it's heavy. 10 of Wands. It's heavy. Perhaps it draws out that fire energy in you. So then we would see, if I look at it in that regard, because of the way these two came out. So I'm getting another interpretation or download here. It would be closing off the cycle of intense passion, which could be like rage and wrath, because it's heavy. But there's enlightenment that's coming about emotional fragmentation and being emotionally confused and how heavy it is. 8 of Cups in reverse. Rather than emotionally withdrawing, stay in there. Stay in that space. Sit with your emotions. There's something about, that's where the empowerment comes from. That's where compassion of the self and for another, that's where healing comes from. Okay, let me see what's challenging you. The secret. The secret. The depth. The depth of what you feel. What is the secret? It's barren. It's lifeless. It's non-abundant. It's not the Empress energy. The Empress is abundant and powerful, empowered. The secret here, this tree is barren. It's rotting. It's lifeless. And it's alone. It's isolated from all the other trees around it. The secret. So what are you keeping hidden? Let's see more about the secret for group 3. See more about the secret for group 3. I think this just came up in my full moon in Cancer reading. Show me the secret for group 3. The secret. Six of Wands, Queen of Swords. So 6 of Wands is like success and victory. Queen of Swords, like understanding and being able to make sense of our thoughts, our actions, our behaviors, because we have all this insight, right? They came out in the reverse, however. So perhaps part of the secret is that you don't feel comfortable or confident in your thoughts. You can't make sense of things. There's that emotional fragmentation. Perhaps your emotions are telling you one thing, but your head is telling you something else, and it's leaving you feeling unconfident. It also could be leaving you in a space of ego and pride, which would lend to that wrath card, and lack of compassion for the self or for others. Once again, the Hanged Man, new perspective needs to be gained about this. Anything else about the Secret? It's like Three of Cups, emotional connection with others, emotional harmony. It is in the upright. You want emotional harmony with others. You want emotional connection with others. Or with someone. Three of Cups can be like reunion energy, like wanting to reunite. Queen of Wands underlying. Once again, emotion and passion. Okay, I'm seeing it. Three of Wands, because you want to look towards the future. Ooh, and there's the Ace of Swords. Okay, so what I'm really seeing here is the secret is that your actions, your behaviors, your words that have been exhibited out perhaps are due to a lack of confidence in the self, a lack of understanding one's emotions, and relying more on our sword energy, our thoughts, our beliefs, what we can make sense of, or what we think we're making sense of. But on the other side of that secret is that there's actually a desire for emotional connection and passion. Could be different aspects of the self. So not being able to, the secret is like that there's this egoic side of you or a prideful side of you. And then there's like this emotional and passionate side of you. There's the side of you that exists in your head and overthinks a lot. And then there's the side that wants to be more emotionally and passionately connected with others. There could be the harsh words on this side, and on this side it's words of compassion and love. So I feel like I'm seeing a juxtaposition here. This is the energy challenging you, is to move away from the side of wrath or lack of confidence, of insecurity, of harsh words, behaviors, and actions into a space of emotional connection and passion. The fire energy. The Fool, taking leaps of faith for a new beginning. Remember I said 10. With every ending is a new beginning. Okay, let's see the advice for you right now. Stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. Right now, so staying present, that's that grounded energy that I was saying here. Staying present, grounded, centered, but centered in the emotional space, in your emotional self, and in your passionate self, not your head, right? Okay. And then let's see what's going to manifest over the next 3 months. She who regrets Eclat, battle, victory, and bitterness. She who regrets. Battle, victory, and bitterness. Yeah, and I feel like based on the reading, I'm seeing this more as like battling, right? Battling, but not in bitterness. Battling within the heart and within your fire, within determination, rather than bitterness. Bitterness came up in, I think it was group 1, maybe. And then we have view from above, get the big picture. And then wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Yeah. So like the hot air balloon, we rise up so that we can get the big picture and the view below, the full picture. And then wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Walk in that wild feminine. Walk in the emotions and the fire within you, rather than the bitterness. So this is what's going to manifest over the next 3 months. I do want to read about that compassion card, and then I'm going to read about the regrets card. I meant to do the compassion card at the beginning and slipped my mind, but it just came to me again, so I'm going to follow that prompting. Okay. Compassion. Love and compassion towards others starts with love and compassion towards self. Love and compassion is the sacred essence of all that is. It embraces us without condition or judgment and assists us to grow and evolve to higher states of conscious awareness. This card has come to you as a reminder that true compassion starts with you. Learn from your experiences, even the most challenging, and forgive yourself for experiences that may have caused suffering. Carrying the weight of internal judgment only brings pain and suffering. But when you have compassion and love towards yourself, forgiveness expands towards others around you. Forgiving another can be the hardest test of all, especially when the hurt that they have inflicted has cut deep and the buried wounds and emotions resurface. It is natural to want to react with spite, bitterness, and rage. It's even more natural to want to put up walls of protection from further pain. But when the walls surround one's heart, they halt growth and the ability to manifest a reality of choice. Dear one, if you have found yourself in this predicament, know that it is your time to react differently. Choose forgiveness, compassion, and love. Don't close your heart and build walls. This does not serve you. It takes you further away from your truth. Choose love. It is through love that others will come to see themselves with more light. This does not mean you should stay in a situation where you're being mistreated or where boundaries have been crossed. You can move away from a situation that does not serve your highest good with love and compassion still in your heart. Affirmation. I am filled with thoughts of gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and love. All right, yeah, I think that ties in so well with all of your reading, right? So it begins with the self. Everything begins with the self. So having compassion for yourself, forgiving yourself, and then you're able to forgive others. Get the big picture. Respond in emotions and in that fire energy, and in passion and love, rather than thoughts and bitterness and wrath, right? Okay, and then let's see, she who regrets. Eclat. Let's see. Okay. Battle, victory, bitterness. Eclat, she who regrets, brings the message of bitter victory and success, which may be regretted in the long run. She knows how to go to battle. She understands how to win a war. Never having run from a fight, the ground she rests upon is littered with skulls. She stands solitary on the smoke-covered battlefield, secure in the knowledge that she is victorious. But while the battle had to be waged, perhaps it could have been done with less acrimony. Some of the wounds Eclat inflicted were to herself. There will never be any love lost between Eclat and those she has crushed in the name of her hollow victory. The message of this card is to use caution in arguments. We all have disagreements in our lives. It is how we resolve those moments that defines our future. How often have angry words been used as weapons before any attempt at a truce is made? Consider your speech carefully before you launch those arrows. Is it the right thing to do? Can you find another way to resolve the confrontation that doesn't involve the loss of friends and self-respect? Before you send out a declaration of hostilities, look deeply into Eclat's eyes and consider her regret. What is the best outcome for all involved? Will I have regrets if this conflict ends bitterly? And who will be harmed if this matter is not settled amicably? Wow. Okay. And then, yeah, Spirit says, get the big picture, walk in beauty, wondrous universe. See the bigger picture. Yeah, you might be able to go to battle with your words and be successful and have victory in that. But what are you really winning? Do we really need to win at all costs? And what that card is saying is the cost is you, first and foremost. And then it's extended to others. Okay. Anything else on what's going to manifest in the next 3 months for group 3? So instead of responding in bitterness and wrath and I need to win at all costs, respond in compassion and love. Two of Pentacles in reverse. The Hierophant. Committing to a decision or standing next to, whoa, Ace of Wands, or Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. A new beginning. And emerging in the heart space. Love of the self, love for others. Ace of Wands for a new passionate beginning for yourself. Seems to be, and this is something you are standing beside. There's no more indecision. The decision has been made. You're learning how to balance your heart and your passion. I love this. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, new love and a new beginning, a new passionate beginning. And you're claiming it, the Hierophant. It's like you're getting to a version of your highest self that has passion and energetic flow and love. And it's like you're emerging. I love this for you. All right. Let's get some charms. I'm not pulling nearly as many as I normally do, just a few. And then that'll be the close of your reading. Thank you so much, Group 3. Would love to hear what this may be for you, if it resonates with you in any way. Can I get a couple charms for Group 3, Spirit? A couple charms for Group 3. Okay. Okay, so we have the letters M, C, V, Z, G, and G. M, C, V, Z, G, and G. We have 2 crosses of commitment. We have a dress, so feminine energy. There's that divine feminine energy. We have the tree of life, so abundance, the roots that touch many, many things. It's everything we're connected to. It's what the seeds that we plant that we hope to grow into abundance. It's our tree of life. We have the flower, so blooming. This is growth for you. This is growth for you. We have the frog, so listen to your intuition. Also could be that leap of faith, the fool that we saw. And then we have the snowman. So perhaps this process has been occurring this winter for you. We also have the numbers 1, 13, 52. And then we have the claiming hand. The manifestation hand, that grounding principle, and it's got the lotus flower on it, that growth. All right. I hope that this helped you, group 3. Take care.